Hello, another wonderful WrestleRoni for me and for you. The often requested finally happened. The great Sisaki. How we feeling, great Sisaki?
Fabulous. Can't complain.
I dig it. I dig it. Let's call a spade a spade. We tried to do this a couple nights ago. Technical difficulties. Definitely wasn't user error. Technical difficulties for sure. Thank you for doing it again.
Of course. Anything for you. Of course.
a professional through and through, by golly. Hell yeah. I appreciate you, sis. What's going on in your world today? Anything new since we spoke last 2 days ago?
Can't complain. Got a shot and all that good stuff. But, moving on.
Listen at you. Here I am whining and crying because I lost a few videos. And you're like, I got a shot. For the folks that don't know, you ain't just going and getting a flu shot. What kind of shot you get a couple of days ago?
It's a targeted therapy shot for cancer patients. So
it's got some strong stuff in it, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, they usually pair it with the chemo. But the chemo is a no-go. So we just do that on its own.
There you go. Yeah, fair enough. Tough lady. If I learned anything from talking to you, I mean, I knew it all along, but you're even tougher than expected. When we was talking before, sis, I want to go and bring this up right out the gate. You had mentioned you was coming out of the show and somebody gave you hell because of the way you're dressing. A female wrestler with their top open. Let the folks know about this, please.
Oh, yeah. So, for the people that don't know, the cancer survivor, I got a double mastectomy in January. So, when we're already back wrestling. So, I guess the woman didn't know. And she was like, oh, I thought this was a girls' match. And I looked at her. I was like, it's called breast cancer, you jerk.
Wow.
I'm like, oh my God, some people educate somebody. Somebody's got to do it.
Listen, we're talking about silver linings. They're in a terrible situation I can't even imagine. And props to you, diagnosed in November, already back in the ring. Talk about a warrior. But you're bringing awareness. You're teaching me things. I see your post. I didn't know about all the different things that hospitals do and different services for breast cancer survivors. Just for the folks that aren't seeing your Facebook post, tell me about some of these services you're seeing and some of the things you learned along the way.
They give you those knitted hats. They have people that knit them for free.
Right on.
And like once I lost my hair, it was kind of like losing a little bit of part of me, and I was like, I need something. Right. So those knitted hats were amazing. And then they also make like knitted knockers. That's what they call them.
Nice.
And I love those. I got me a pair of pink ones, of course.
Yeah. Okay. Hell yeah. Man, frickin' warrior.
Yeah.
So before all this happened, take me back to the last match you had. You're just doing your career. You're going through your things. What was the last thing before all this mess came about?
I was just at the top of my game at that point. I was everywhere. I was raising Cain everywhere. I was popping up North Carolina, Tennessee, Virginia, West Virginia, Maryland. And I had a bunch of other places lined up, and I had my whole December planned, but that didn't work.
Didn't happen that way, huh?
No.
Well, we're talking about the silver linings. Easy for me to say. I didn't live it. But on the outside looking in, it appeared very nice when APW held the show for you, the benefit show. A lot of fans showed up to support you. We got to see a little bit of a different side of you that night. What can you tell me about that experience?
I think I was more surprised than anything that the fans kind of still, even as being their bad guy, the person they love to hate, the person they love to scream at and yell at and argue with, it was interesting to see that many people show up for me.
Oh yeah. They showed up and showed out, and I mean, ain't a damn thing changed. They're still showing up. I mean, Mercer Mall, you're just a referee. What a pop, just a referee.
Oh, yeah.
Me getting referee heat now. Oh no. You don't know any
Hey,
really
you
good
got to start
referees that can
somewhere.
kick my ass in a mask, do you?
Just a few.
Okay, okay, fair enough. Who would do that? Who would ref and then wrestle under a mask and be like really good at it and win championships? That's crazy. Who does
Yeah, it's true. I'd do it.
that? I've seen it. I've seen it. Well, we're talking about APW. I'm trying to get up there one day, check it out for myself. What can you tell me about APW land?
It's a great environment. It's at the fire department there, and it's a great little building. And they've from when they started, it's done came up a lot, and they got a lot of great talent and stuff, and a lot of talent you really wouldn't see at a bunch of other shows as well, and then some that you would see at other shows. So they got a wide range of different people. So I enjoy it there.
No doubt. I like what they're doing. I tell you, another place I really want to check out for myself that I have a great amount of respect for. I've talked to a lot of folks, heard a lot of great things. I've seen the work for itself. The work for it speaks for itself. Let's go to your roots. Let's talk about Boogie's Boogie's house, Boogie's training camp. That's what it is. It's Boogie's wrestling camp, BWC. See, I'm a pro, by golly. I got it eventually. Take me to Boogie's wrestling camp. Tell me about finding it. Tell me about what's going on up there to the folks that don't know. Tell me about Jimmy Valiant, Boogie's wrestling camp.
Well, Jimmy Valiant is a character, of course. I found it just kind of following a small indie promotion from where I was from, and met Boogie. And then the next weekend, I was there taking my first bump,
Just like that.
training. Like, it was that good of an environment.
Really
It's like more of a family, and I enjoyed that as being shy, awkward, weird child.
found the family, huh?
Oh yeah.
And it seems like good folks. I mean, as far as Jimmy Valiant, it's not like he's some lonely man. He's happily married, got a beautiful family, but still, I can see it when you guys are training. I can see it when he does promos with you guys. The love's there. What can you tell me about Jimmy himself?
Oh man, he's put so much work and effort into it, and it's just, and he continues to do that as well. Like, he continues to travel and promote. He might not be in the ring anymore, but Boogie's is still his number one. That's his number one place where his number one people for sure.
Oh yeah, I love it. I love it. I definitely got to get up there. Just the whole place. I mean, it's just to look at it. It's a museum. It's wrestling history. So I'm glad you got to be a part of that. I'm sure that got you ready for the business. For the folks that don't know, take me back. How'd you find? Well, you told me how you found it. Tell me about your early days in the business, getting used to everybody, getting used to this craziness.
I was the awkward kid, you know. I just get in and try, and I'd fail or I'd succeed.
Hmm.
I'd keep doing it. You know what I'm saying? I did karate for 10 years before that,
Okay.
and I was the first degree. Yeah, I was the first degree black belt in that. And by that time, I just wanted something different. So I ran into that, and I trained there. I started in '09. I graduated in 2010. I was 13, about to be 14. So I
Wow.
started young. Yeah, my mom was taking me there every Sunday,
Hell
every
yeah, cool
Sunday, anytime
mom.
we could. Yep, we were there.
I like it. Man, so tell me or don't tell me about being a young woman, 14 years old, getting in the business. Did you get treated right? Just take me through that experience.
Luckily, there I did. I did get treated there well.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when I started doing shows and stuff, people would look at me kind of, they wouldn't they just wouldn't interact with me and stuff, and that's fine.
Right.
I'm the new kid, and I'm still technically a kid, so,
Mm-hmm.
but there I did get treated well.
Okay. Let's talk about branching out because I was thinking about this earlier today. I'm not I'm not the cock of the walk, but I'll put myself out there. There's some promotions I just plain out wouldn't work if they offered me a place. I'm not better than nobody, but I just don't want to be associated with that mess. So I'm sure, being in the business since '09, you've made your travels. Tell me, you don't have to name no names, put anybody out there, but did you run any scenarios like, well, I ain't coming back here, I won't work for those guys? And if so, why? What turns you off? What What's going on?
I believe even before the cancer, when I looked more normal, there was it wasn't the promotion, it was the venue.
Okay.
The venue, it was just an outside venue, and the dude running it actually wouldn't let me wrestle anybody, and wouldn't let me wear my gear or anything. Just wanted me to go out and manage, and I was like,
Hmm.
I'm out.
Yeah. Good.
I was like, I'm out.
Yeah. And that's the thing, man. A lot of these promoters, God bless you, man. I know I've run a couple shows. It sucks. It's stressful, but yada yada yada. But let's kind of keep an eye on who you're bringing in. Keep an eye on everybody. That way, you know, Sisaki can have you a good match. So why wouldn't you want to have that? It's shit like that. It's when people say, "Well, I don't watch TV wrestling. I don't watch the indies." How do you know who's good and who's not? What the trend is? God bless you for trying without those. But you have that tape study. They always want y'all to tape study. I think promoters need tape study too.
Yeah, like the promoter enjoys me, but the venue,
Yeah.
the dude running the venue was not having it. But the fans, because I had wrestled there before,
Mm-hmm.
the
Okay.
fans enjoyed it the first time. So it's the venue's problem.
Just assholes being assholes to be assholes, I think.
Yeah, and if they had a problem with me when I was normal, imagine now.
No doubt. So I tell you what, since I'm already on a kick, let's talk about assholes being assholes. I found out yesterday that I was actually fired from RSW. I have, I could prove otherwise if need be, but I asked for a break and I just I asked to come back and I wasn't allowed back. All positions were filled, I was told, but people were saying I was fired. Tell me, Sisaki, you're a more mature, grown, tough warrior than I am. How do you handle the he said, she said bullshit in the wrestling business?
Honestly, I ball it up and I just take it out on the next person I'm in the ring with.
Fair enough.
But wrestling's gonna come with the good and the bad, and you just gotta, you just kind of gotta let it roll off of you. But sometimes revenge is nice.
Yeah, I feel it. I mean, I'm usually one that I could care less what somebody says about me. I know my character. I know what I do, what I don't do. But, it doesn't look very good if you were fired from a promotion. So we're going to straighten that shit out pretty soon. I promise you that.
Big fact.
Okay. Well, we're going down dark road anyway. We talked about this on the last one. It was very interesting. It's interesting to me. Let's talk about these weirdo fans. And I'm not saying every fan's a weirdo. Believe me, I'm a weirdo. If every fan's a weirdo, I'm obsessed. I'm talking about the folks that might want to get a little bit too personal. That just, I don't know, sis. You take it very well. You take it in stride. You're a champion when it comes to that. But you tell me, how far is too far? Where do we draw the line with these weirdos?
I take it as a compliment for a while until they want to buy my bodily fluids.
Yeah, yeah, I can imagine. If it's if
Yeah.
it's if it's your usual guy, listen, it's a small world. This. I got on Facebook today and I saw a female that I've had on the podcast in the past, and from Florida, and she was showing all these screenshots of all the money he sent him. Happy that that's her sugar daddy. So you might want to look her up and say. I don't know, but he sent her a lot of money, and I'm like, you're about to learn real fast, lady.
Literally. It's I mean, it's good to sell, old gear and stuff. A lot of wrestlers do that because we
Right
take
on.
the money and put it into new gear and to merch and stuff for people to buy. But you know,
And I get
there's
it.
always a line.
Yeah. I mean, I've gotten a request, and I don't like being mean to people, but I've gotten a request, and I've had opportunities for people to sponsor me, and they were going to buy me gear. And you know what they was going to buy me, sis? You know what my gear was going to be, even though I'm not a trained wrestler, but they were going to buy me gear? They were going to buy me a pair of brief boxers from Target for $3.13. They sent them to me. They made sure to send me a picture of them wearing them so I could see how they hug the balls properly, I assume. I don't know. 3 different pictures so I get the angle.
Oh man, there's things I can't tell you
I'm
that my
sure.
phone.
I'm sure. Freaking wrestling, man. I'm all for
With
passion.
everything, everything's got some type of
And here,
odd way.
oh, I'm sure. I'm sure. I'm sure rock and roll has their weirdos. Movies definitely has their weirdos. Rap music has their weirdos going to jail left and right. It's everywhere. Now, now here,
Agreed.
now here's another one we need to find a line because I think in West Virginia and basically Kentucky, the Carolinas, Virginia, our area, in my opinion at least, we've got a few hardcores. We got a few really passionate fans that follow every single thing. I don't think we have enough, and I think the crowds show that. I don't think we have enough passionate fans that really like it. But then you got when the passion goes too far and they want to buy your bodily fluids. So, how do you get fans to care without trying to fuck you? How about that?
Hmm. I mean, sometimes it's making that reaction with them while you're doing your entrance or while you're in the ring. Or sometimes it's even listening to them. Like, I've been in the ring and they've screamed for something. They wanted a certain move, and you hit that certain move, and then that's all they talk about the whole show.
Okay.
When they go home, they talk about, you remember they did that because we were yelling it. They love stuff like that.
I've been that fan.
Little stuff like that. You just got to reach them on more of a actual, wrestling level.
There you go. There you go. And I think you figured that out. So, props to you on that. You've been in the business since, like we said, 2009. You've been in the business. You've seen changes. Tell me about the changes you've seen. Tell me the good, the bad, the ugly, whatever you want to put out there. Tell me about what you've seen in our area over the years.
Well, when I was starting, there wasn't a lot of girls in training or wrestling around in the area, so that's a good that's a good for the wrestling business is just having a lot more women and a lot more diversity in the women. And we're not holding back. We don't, you know what I'm saying? They're everywhere,
Right.
so that's great.
Yeah.
I mean, bad, it's just, technically people don't have the money for extracurricular activities right now.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
So, and that's not necessarily wrestling's fault.
Yeah. Agreed.
So,
I definitely get where you're coming from on that. Now, okay, let's talk ticket prices because I see ticket prices $10 some places. I see them 15. I see them $20, $25. Not a name on the show, and I say that with all due respect. Nobody on TV that people might be aware of that the casual fan would know. What's a good ticket price you think if you're not having a Matt Riddle or an Enzo or a Moose on your show?
I would think a certain price for adults and maybe a lot cheaper for children.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Instead of it all just being the same, because you might have one adult and have 5 kids. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe doing bundles or something. Maybe you can get bigger crowds in that way.
There you go.
Um, little things like that. I remember back in the day when I was first starting, we'd go and hang posters up and we'd have our gimmicks on.
Okay.
And people would see you hanging the poster up and they'd be like, "What is that?" And you would tell them and they'd be like, "Oh, I'm coming."
Okay.
Little things like that. I mean, it all depends on the show and also the location and the venue and all that good stuff. But I mean, I feel like everyone's doing somewhat decent if there's no names on the card and stuff, but you've got people that know those people in the area, 15, 10 is good, but maybe front row seats obviously are going to be a little more, and that's fine.
Right.
Um, I understand it, but give the people some slack. Give the fans and our customers some slack.
Right on. Right on. I get it. I dig it. Okay. He said something there that really grabbed me that I think is a very good talking point. He's talking about hanging up flyers. You went out there and did it in your gear to even draw more attention. I bet my life that you didn't ask to be paid for that, did you? Or you didn't get paid for that.
Nope.
All right.
No, I did it just cause that's the business.
Thank you. There's folks that have been in the business longer than you that are saying, I'll be on your show. Give me my rate to work. I'll come work. You want a promo, you're going to have to pay me extra. Sisaki, you're a worker. I'm not. Tell me your point of view.
I mean, I think it's nowadays promoters, they expect a promo like, like I don't think you should be getting paid extra. But I mean, what am I? I'm not no big name. I'm just the great Sasaki.
Yeah, well, you're great. And
I try.
and I'm all for things changing. I think there's a lot of deals in the business that could change. I'm big on respect. I think all the respect stuff, keep the handshakes. There's a lot of things we could change, but when it comes to this argument, this is the way it's been, man. This is how you sell tickets. Since wrestling hit TV, there have been wrestlers on TV, and part of their job was to sell tickets to get you in the venue. And I know, believe me, I know indie wrestlers don't make a ton of money. I don't care what your name is, you're not making WWE money. So I try to understand the argument. I tell you what, I mean, I've run shows. I know how much you make this and that. What about these pre-show matches? Wrestlers, I'll give you an opportunity. You can come work this show, drive 5 hours, and you can get on the pre-show. Even though it's not a pay-per-view, we're going to call it a dark match. We're going to call it a pre-show. That way I don't have to pay your ass. I know that for a while there, wrestlers weren't getting paid for, a while in the business. I didn't get paid my first 6 months until somebody got in my head and said, a lot of folks are saying if you do a job in the business, I don't care what job it is, you should get paid something. Now, you come from an older time. Where you at on this?
I think it all depends on the opportunity as well.
Uh-huh.
Some opportunities are worth not getting paid because of the outcome
Right on.
of the opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of what I did when I was younger. I took the opportunities. I didn't ask for anything. When I did get something, I was grateful, but I was excited to just be there, to be around the business, to be part of it, to be learning, to be growing.
Same.
But a lot of people, they want, oh, I've graduated, I'm ready to rock. You
Mm-hmm.
put me on.
Right.
I graduated a year after starting, but I didn't wrestle till another year afterwards.
Okay.
So I waited 2 years before I had a match in front of a wrestling crowd.
Okay.
I was young, but I didn't want to go out there and make a complete fool of myself, which, I try not to do, but it happens.
Happens to everyone. So.
But a lot of people, they don't have, they want it to happen now and then, but sometimes it doesn't work that way.
And I get that. I'm guilty of that myself. So maybe that's why I kind of do side with everybody that's on that show should get paid. There's two sides to every story. There's definitely a huge gray area in that. So that's something we'll keep bringing up to guests, see where they're at on that. Whether it's a fan, a promoter, a worker, it's interesting to me. What about AI? A lot of discourse about AI. People, I don't want AI in my wrestling. I don't want AI theme songs. I don't want AI flyers because I got buddies that do graphic work. I know musicians that can make you a custom song and make a few bucks. I don't need AI in my wrestling, but where are you at on this, sis?
I don't believe we should be playing around with robots and internet too much. I think we should enjoy what we have
No doubt.
because it's just going to be a problem.
I feel it. That's a good point. I've been reconnecting with nature lately. I've been out in the woods, and it's nice to get outside and get off the old internet and computer and craziness every once in a while.
I agree.
Well, what we see coming down the pike, sis? What's some goals we want to accomplish by the end of the year?
Just be probably the most healthiest version of myself, especially with going through all the health issues the past few months with the cancer and the healing process. It'd be nice to just continue and just enjoy, honestly.
Okay.
Enjoy.
Yeah, it's about damn time. You warriored through it. Damn tough lady. For the fans that aren't aware, let's go ahead and go. Let's take them through it. I know I asked you before and you had to tell the story before. I hate even asking you, but take me back. Take me back to that day one more time. What happened? How'd you find out? Take me through the process, sis.
Well, I found it myself, so check yourself, ladies. Found it myself, went in, got some scans. I was getting a tattoo when I got the phone call that it was definitely breast cancer. They was thinking stage 4 because of the size.
Mm,
But after they got in there, we got moved down to stage 3, which is still horrible.
yeah.
Still horrible.
Yeah.
And that's when I had to stop wrestling. I couldn't finish out December, even though I had so much planned in December. And I had no symptoms or anything. I was at the top of my game at that point. And then boom,
Mm,
life. So then we started chemo. We did one round of chemo, put me in the hospital, told them no more of that because I feel like the quality of life that it was giving me, it was not. No,
what?
no good.
No.
No bueno. No
No.
bueno.
Okay.
Yeah. So then they told me I could go into surgery. So January the 6th, I went in for the double mastectomy. I got both of them removed because I have the gene in my blood. So even if I got one removed, it's a possibility it's coming back in the other one. So I might as well get rid of that. So at least that won't happen. But with the gene, it can go honestly anywhere. It gives me more of a higher risk.
All right.
So I figured I will continue to be a menace to society the rest of my life. And
Good.
that's perfect for me.
Maybe even step it up a notch, you know?
And I have, and
Good.
I have, and I have. Because now it's just, you can't say anything to me. Okay. I had cancer.
There you go.
Can't say nothing to me right now.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking earlier, like bitching about losing 3 videos. I recorded a couple podcasts with no audio. Woe is me. Woe is me, sis. Feel sorry for me, please.
I'm so sorry.
I tell you. Well, let's flip the coin. Take me to your proudest moment in wrestling. What's the career highlight so far? And maybe there's a few. Take me through all of them.
Honestly, just being in wrestling is a highlight for me. It gives me a place to show who I am and who I can be, and that being different is good. It's not a bad thing at all. And people are different for different reasons, and I've got a bunch of different reasons now. So
Hell yeah.
yeah. So definitely, winning the Valiant Cup at Boogie's and stuff like that. Of course, that was big for me. Boogie gets in the ring, celebrated with me. It was a big thing for me. That was years and years ago.
Okay.
Lord, years and years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So long ago. But honestly, just being around, just being able to get in the ring and still do what I want and can do is great.
I love it. And you talk about being different. That's like a conscious decision I made when I was a kid. I didn't want to be the same. I wanted to be different. I liked weird movies. I liked underground rap. I wanted to be different. I didn't want to be like the norm. So that kind of puts you in a role model position, believe it or not. I'm sure there's other kids like me, like you, that look to you as a role model. So how do you take that? How do you handle that?
Honestly, when little girls come up to me and they want pictures with me, it reminds me of me.
Right on.
When I was that little child, seeing someone different at a wrestling show and just being in awe and just wanting to, wanting to know more about them and wanting to take pictures with them and buying their things and stuff. And all I can do is say to everybody when the little kids come up to me, they're like, "Oh yeah, you're a freak too?" And they're
Nice.
like, "Yeah."
Nice.
Like, yeah.
Good. Good. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. What's going on in wrestling as far as the whole scene, TV, everything? What are you seeing? Is there anything you don't like? I'm trying to get something negative out of you, sis. I'm trying to get you to talk some sort of shit. Is there anything you don't like going on in wrestling right now?
I mean, TV wise, I mean, they're doing their thing, they get paid for it. Let them do their thing. I don't got no complaints at all, but that's just from a wrestler standpoint. They're happy doing their thing. I'm happy to watch it and all that good stuff. But
That
I
might.
think the main thing that bothers me is on the indie scene is the people that just aren't their worst critic.
Okay.
The people that go out there do the same thing every single time and don't try something new and don't want to learn new things, don't want to get in the ring when you have that free time. I think as a trainer, that's what bothers me the most out of the wrestling business.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, I know a lot of folks that are so the opposite of that. All the guys that I know and gals that I know that wrestle are their hardest critics, and they're always thinking of what they can do next. So there's somebody like that still out there. Yeah, you might want to get your shit together because there's a lot of wrestlers and looking for opportunities right now.
Hmm. I agree.
No doubt. What are you liking as far as the independent scene? Who's some folks that kind of stand out to you right now?
Hmm. Everyone's doing fabulous, of course. I don't have no complaints
Mm-hmm.
at all. I watch a little bit here and there, certain people here and there, but I don't really, I watch a lot of the old stuff just because I'm more of a gimmicky, old school kind of character. So I enjoy the old stuff more myself.
There's not a lot of that going on right now. A lot of guys just going by their shoot names, and I'm a wrestler, and that's my gimmick. What do you think made that stop? Where'd all the characters go?
We're hard.
Fair.
It's hard. I guess it's harder, where,
Oh, God
but
forbid.
it's so, yeah, it's so much more, it's worth it
Yeah.
for me. It's worth it. It's going out there and turning myself up to a level 10 and showing everybody that someone's short and stocky and don't have boobs but still a female, no hair, can go out there and do something.
Hell yeah.
It's just that's what it's for me anyway.
I'm so for it. I am all for it. Tell you what, you were part of this, something we've been talking about on the channel. Mercer Mall, big show for PWL. They got a big one coming up again. I bet they double that crowd. But tell me, that was one of your first shows back. Tell me about coming out, that crowd, that night. Big show with Matt Riddle. Title changes. Offie won the championship from Piece of Shit Lane. So that was my heart. Tell me about that night.
It was definitely a treat to be able to even step in the ring as a ref. Like I was just refing that night, but just to be back in the environment and not feeling like crap after all the treatment and going through all the emotional, mental, physical pain and suffering. It was great to be back where I belonged.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure. Good. Well, and we're glad to have you back. What do you got coming up? What's the next date?
We're in Tennessee, May the 10th at Net Pro, and that will be an all women's show. So that will be very, very interesting and fun.
Ooh, nice. Okay, okay.
Get a lot of people to play with. It'll be fabulous.
No doubt. There's a lot of that happening now. There's a lot of all women shows happening, and I'm all for it if it's done for the right reasons. If I was to do it, I'll be honest, I'd book an all-women's show just to get 1 million views on YouTube, because the women's matches get 10 times what the men's matches do. It doesn't matter who's on there. So maybe I'll do that one day and just laugh all the way to the bank. Underpay all
Not a
of you
bad idea.
and just do the wrestling promoter thing.
I'm down with it.
Right? As long as you get paid. As long as you actually get paid, you know. That's what it's all about.
Agreed.
No doubt. I'm trying to think of some other stuff we covered on the other one that I wanted to make sure to cover on this one for folks, because we did have a great interview a couple nights ago. We just didn't record a single second of your audio. Yeah, you know.
Oh, it's fine.
I know one we talked about that I found interesting. You talked about you watch some wrestling. I talked to a lot of folks on here, and they're talking about watching Raw growing up, watching the Ruthless Aggression era, these young kids and their ruthless aggression, John Chima. But you watched my wrestling. You was watching when I was wrestling. So tell me about your inspirations when you was watching wrestling. Well, I assume you still are, but you know what I mean.
Oh yeah, I was big on the Great Muta for sure. I'm not gonna lie, Eugene, I kind of liked him too.
Okay.
But the Great Muta was definitely one of my like big inspirations, and he was a character which I enjoyed.
No doubt, no doubt. And I'm going to act like I haven't asked you. Have you seen his short film?
Yes,
That was crazy, huh?
definitely.
And and then I said something about, and I see there's a new Hayabusa. I was a huge Hayabusa fan. I'm glad there's a new Hayabusa.
Yes, that's very heartwarming. Honestly, it's good.
No, it is good stuff. Have you heard the original sing? Because man, that man could sing.
Yes, I have heard him sing.
Okay, as long as you've heard the original Hayabusa sing, then all right.
Yes, I have.
Then you're cool in my book.
I had to.
Well, hell yeah. You got any crazy road stories? Any weird happenings in wrestling? Anything? Give me some weird stories, sis.
You know, when I was a kid, when I was young, I was probably 16, maybe 17. I was young. I was I was in North Carolina with a bunch of people, and me and my friend went in to use the bathroom, and the other two left us late at night, North Carolina.
Uh-oh.
I was a child. They came back, but that's still not the point.
Right.
Scarred me.
Yeah.
For sure.
I'm sure.
I was like, I'm going to drive from now on, and I do.
Do you?
Yep.
Well, have you
Can't
passed?
trust them.
Have you passed it along? Have you done it to anybody to get it out of your system?
I refuse to put someone through that type of torment.
Okay. Okay.
I'll torment people all day, but no, not gonna make another child feel that way.
Good.
Ever.
Good. Well, speaking of the children, we gotta look out for the up and comers. There's a lot of young talent that watch the show. I figure you'd be the person to ask. Whether it be road advice, locker room advice, in-ring advice, all the advice you can give. What can you give some of these young up-and-coming talent? What kind of advice can you give them unsolicited for free right here on WrestleRoni?
Always bring face wipes because you never know when you're gonna get spit on.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Fans,
especially if I'm.
I think don't spit on wrestlers. Like, I would rather you throw a quarter at me than spit on me.
But definitely, just with new wrestlers up and coming, just try everything. You know, if you can, try it. Don't be. It's okay to be scared a little bit, but break through that wall.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely come out of your shell. That's the hardest part, honestly.
I'm glad you said that, because I'm on guys all the time. You need to go see how other promotions are run. They're all different, but you go to a few other places, you might realize, well, home isn't Home isn't home. Everybody else is nicer to me. I didn't get paid until I worked my first no ring show and somebody paid me out of their own pocket, and that's when I was like, wait, I should be getting paid? You're damn right I should be getting paid. So go out and see how other people treat you. See if they have some water backstage. See if they got some hot dogs for the boys or whatever it may be. I'm not saying we got to kiss the wrestler's ass, but this day and age, man, there's a few things, a few amenities we can have, I think.
And definitely go out to different training places as well, because different people teach different.
Yep.
And someone might speak to you in a different way and you can understand it better.
Yeah.
So that's definitely something that everyone should do after you've maybe graduated from a certain place or something, or you've gotten a year or two under your belt. Definitely go other places too.
Yep.
Definitely continue with what you're doing, but add on to it.
Okay. And I remember on the prior interview, we was talking about tape study and some of your inspirations. You'd mentioned Shakara and Mike Quackenbush. If there's anything you want to put out there about those folks, have at it.
Mike Quackenbush actually has a school in PA. I highly recommend. Very great teacher. I'm just gonna put him over for a second.
I have at it.
He's a great teacher. His coaches and stuff. Oh, fabulous.
Yeah.
I can't wait to go up there and spend more time up there. He is honestly an open book when it comes to wrestling. You can learn so much from him, and there's a lot of people like that in the business you can learn from, and it's just finding someone that speaks to you and that can teach you a certain way. And that's why I say always keep your options open to learning in different places.
Good deal. Tell you what, I think you're another good one to ask on this. Every weekend, it seems like every weekend now, somebody's jumping the damn barricade and jumping in the ring. What would you like to tell your atypical rowdy wrestling fan about? Now, let's be fair. Not everybody has guardrails. Maybe you should. Maybe, if not, maybe have some security that's worth a damn. That's my 2 cents. But let's not worry about the promoters. Let's talk to the fans. What do you have to say to these fans?
It's not a good idea.
No. Not a good idea. Okay, let's go hypothetical. You're in the ring having a great match, banger match, and here comes somebody in the ring, and they don't tackle you, they tackle your opponent. Now you're in a spot that's your enemy, but
they're still interrupting me, so we're both jumping on them.
You have a reason. You're interrupting my work.
They're interrupting everything, and I'm mad.
I dig it. What would happen to this fan, you think?
They would definitely get thrown out, and they would be hurting. They're going to be hurting a lot more than me and my other wrestler opponent that we're have. Yeah.
They're going to feel it.
No. Yeah, it's a no-go.
Well, you think they would know, and I'm all for getting heat. Go out there and get all the heat you can, but and I'm not even directing that at the wrestlers. Go get it. Don't jump the guardrail. I don't know. It doesn't make sense. I don't know why it started all of a sudden. It's getting bad.
No, I agree. I think the internet gives people false confidence, and then they just take it out in the real world, and then this is what happens.
See, it's a double-edged sword, because I'm the first to say here in West Virginia, I think we could really make some bigger crowds if we started catering to the non-wrestling fan and trying to bring them in and make them a wrestling fan, because the wrestling fans just ain't coming, so we got to make new wrestling fans. With that comes, I don't know how this works. This guy's talking shit to me. I'm going to jump the guardrail and fight him. I mean, hell, I've seen it happen myself at least 3 times, and I've only been in the business consistently for 3 years. So that's how rampant it is. I tell you what, don't come at Bake, he'll knock you the fuck out. I promise you that. So,
I swear on God.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't get it, sis. I don't know. Any other advice you'd like to give to fans, wrestlers, promoters, anybody that's in and around wrestling? To make wrestling a better place. That's what we're trying to do, sis.
Just enjoy, honestly, and that's coming from a cancer patient. Enjoy. That's all I have to say. Just enjoy it. Just enjoy it. Because, when COVID happened, everything kind of shut down. Like, it could be a lot worse and it might get worse, but enjoy what we have.
Yeah.
Enjoy it.
There you go. I think that's a very, very good point. Very, very good point. Well, sis, we're wrapping up here. It's flown by just like it does, so I appreciate the hell out of it. You know, towards the end of the show, I like to give everybody the chance to slang their socials, slang their merch. You've talked about upcoming dates, if there's any others you didn't mention. Whatever you want to put out there into the ether, have at it, sis Sisaki.
I got some Maryland shows coming up and a lot more North Carolina shows. My social is Sis Sisaki. It's on Facebook and on Instagram. So if you would like to follow me, you know where I'm at. Definitely check in on some of the shows. Some of the shows are going to have a lot of really good talent, other than me, of course. And it might be in your area. I'm trying to hit a bunch of different areas that I haven't hit. Maybe still in North Carolina, just different areas, and then with West Virginia and Virginia, just a bunch of different areas in those places. So keep an eye out.
Good. Hell yeah. No doubt. Well, hell yeah, sis. I appreciate you joining me. You're a warrior, and not only a warrior, a patient warrior. You come back, did it all over again.
Literally.
Yeah, giving Screw Up Blue a second chance when others wouldn't. So, God bless you, sis.
I got you.
Hell yeah. Well, you are an inspiration. You're a warrior. You know better than I do. You know who the hell you are, and never change. I don't think you're going to. Keep representing the freaks. Keep doing what you're doing, by God. We all love you. We're all proud of you. You're doing it for us, man. Hell yeah.
Stay freaky, guys.
No doubt. I'm going to be 110% legit. The wife's home. I got help carrying groceries. Should have done started. So what we'll do, we'll tell you to be yourself like Sis Sisaki is. I'm going to tell you to be a warrior. Don't take no shit from nobody. Treat each other with kindness and respect. Live your dreams. Do your thing. And we're going to see you on the next one and the next one. And we're going to bury Lane Cali. And we're going to fucking stir some shit. We're going to do all kinds of shit. I love you. I'm going to put some groceries away. We're out of here.